Islam. This is the Mahdi, and today is Rajab the 28th. Look and listen, people, for I have entitled this one, What is Love? Speak not against uninvolved matters, because it will get you killed. Pay homage to the disciples of the Moorish crown. I'm going to use them as an example of why you should not speak against uninvolved matters. The disciples of the Moorish crown, we're talking about the descendants of Muhammad. The 12 princes that were prophesied to come after Muhammad. They hold a special station in the universe. They have been prophesied to carry the light, the inheritors of the prophet's will, right? They hold a special place, like E.T. The movie E.T. is significant because E.T. was supposed to be playing like a prophet. Because you see, movies are projections of your imagination. So the white man actually sees a prophet like E.T., something that's extraterrestrial, something that has direct access to the universe, the universal knowledge. You become the source of life, the source of esoteric information, right? This is E.T. And then they gave like a little childish cipher because children represent innocence, right? Purity. They're more susceptible to believe in a character like E.T. That's why the white man is really mocking the prophets of God, really mocking the children of Abraham, because E.T. is really what the Aima represent, right? The 12 sons, the Moorish crown. The disciples recognize the Moorish crowns like this kid recognized E.T. This is why this is a great analogy, right? They spent their whole entire lives, they literally used more of their own time to share it with the crown, the Moorish crowns. They spent their time with someone else. And when you share time, you are actually transmitting energy, communicatively, your body language. Ain't that right? So I want to start off by this verse, chapter 2, 131 and 132. When Abraham said to his Lord, Islam, the Lord said, Islam, because the Lord was telling Abraham this was going to be the name of the religion of the future. It started off as a philosophy. It's called Hanifa or Rastafarianism, and I did a whole lecture on that for those who care to know. Qala lahu Islam, Qala Islam. Allah says, and this was pacted wasi for Abraham's sons and Jacob's sons, that Allah would establish their religion and to never die without resting in peace. Muslim, right? To rest in peace is to be a Muslim, right? So the religion of God is to be a Muslim, is to attain inner peace, to have peace. So this is an evolutionary religion, right? This is an evolutionary lifestyle that started off as a philosophy and then later on became a religion. You see, you should never involve yourself or speak about things. You should never speak against uninvolved matters. See, the children of Israel, the ISUPK, they would deny a verse like this. They would say, no, we don't follow religion, but the reality is they were not there. They were not there when Jacob was talking to his kids, when Abraham was talking to his kids, when Abraham found out that he was going to have a religion in the future called Islam. The author cannot be told how to write its own story. Would you let somebody tell you how to tell your own story? It's common sense, right? You can't tell someone how to tell their own story. This is Allah's story. Ain't that right? To be able to have this kind of relationship with God, to be able to get this type of closeness with the Creator, to be able to have a wasi, a pact with God, you have to go through strenuous things. This is the reason why the Moorish crown was looked at by the disciples like E.T. Like, you're prophetic. You're speaking from a place of divinity. You're a descendant of Abraham, of the pact. So you got to understand, when you have this in your mind, you have this type of feeling in your heart about another person, right? You want to now share your time with them. Most people can't even spend 5 minutes with their own fucking neighbor. You can live in a five bedroom house with a basement and still you can't stand the person inside of it. There's only one other person in this 5 bedroom house and you can't even stand them. 1 to 2 people. We talking about people who wanted to go through that internal energy exchange war. They stood before these Moorish princes like humble, grateful, honored. They were privileged. This is how they felt. They were loving, they were loyal, and very pious. Right? To be pious, we're talking about like, they was not afraid to be bodyguards for them. Like, you need me to do something for you? Oh, Aima? They were messengers, they were scribes, they were the people who wrote the hadiths, and this is the reason why you see so many hadiths today. These people sacrificed their life to be disciples. Right? So this special divinity that the Aima had, the Moorish crown, the Imamis, right? When you're interacting with these kind of people who have direct connection to Allah, to the Kuru, then you have this like ready to serve spirit. So now that I have defined what true love is, it's like you can know what true love is when you study like people like Abraham, who got that close to God to get a pact. Allah says in 2:155, you will be distinguished, Nabila, through things like trauma, hunger, destitution, mental warfare, and personal deaths. These are the patient. So you see, Nabila, this is actually where they got the word noble from, the white man. Drew Ali from the Moorish Science Temple of America took this name Nabila, right? But Allah says you can never be considered a Nabila, a noble, a distinguished person, without trauma, hunger, destitution, mental warfare, and personal death. These are the patient. This is a Muslim, a Islam. You have to acquire this internally. You're trying to get somewhere. Abraham asked God to be the imami, to be the one to lead the ceremonies, to be the one to establish the prayer, to him and his children, to get that close to the Kuru, to be able to be this kind of person, to teach the esoteric, to have the rights of the book. You have to be distinguished. You have to be a nobleman. So this is going to lead me to my analogy right here, because credibility of revolutionary work cannot be established by acquaintances, but discipleship. The reason why I say discipleship is because the true meaning of a revolutionary is one who can get people to have that kind of reverence for you. And that comes through good behavior. See, when you go through shit like Abraham and Joseph, Muhammad, the hunger, like Job, the personal deaths, like Jacob, when he lost Joseph, the type of trauma that you got to go through, like, but you're still holding on to God though, right? You're holding on to the loyalty. You still have hope in God. Like, these are all things to put you through a trial. Abraham is the model on how to behave to the chosen ones by his natural selection. God made him the imami, or leader of the free world, and his children. Allah made a pact, a covenant with him because of what he went through. Because of all that shit, he became a distinguished person. Sound that is going around the internet talking about show and prove your work, as if he deserves to be called a Nabila, a nobleman. Again, credibility of revolutionary work cannot be established by acquaintances. Just because you take pictures with a bunch of celebrities, it don't mean you're fucking revolutionary. Chapter 2:128, Abraham says, "My Lord, make me a Muslim for you and our descendants, a civilization of Muslim, and show us how to perform our ceremonies." Manasik. he's asking Allah to make him Ja'la. We know that word. I brought it back in a couple of lectures ago. I'll bring it again. It is to be designated, right? He said, designate me Ja'la. Ja'la me to be a Muslim. Make me a man of peace. So he was asking to be the sacrifice, right? He was asking to be a priest amongst the priesthood. To get a prayer answered like that requires selflessness, struggle, loyalty, and hope, right? So you asking God for all these things. God's like, okay, you really want this. You really want this. And now I'm going to have to put you through the test. You see what I'm saying? So peace can only be defined by the author of the word. But free will allows lies to bring confusion. Chapter 2, 117. I began the universe. When any order was written, I only had to say be for it to be. So we got to understand what that really means. Allah is basically saying, I am the author of a story. And no one can define the words. Peace. When you say peace, it's already defined because Allah began it. Badu. I Badu the universe. These Arabic words are so beautiful. But because of free will, the word peace now could be held by a devil, and now he'll tell you what peace is. Peace is when you have a bunch of money, when you go live in the suburbs, and you got your kids, and you got your car, and your little garage and shit. But Allah already has defined peace. I will distinguish you. I will make you a nobleman if you go through all this shit. Who was the one to go through it? It was Abraham. Sa-Netta, you want to be called a nobleman. You want to be a nobleman. And I'm going to show the people the video of how this man...
I went to jail. The Most High had a spirit in me and made it where I had to go to jail. Because outside, I wasn't listening to nobody. I was a savage. I didn't give a fuck about nobody. I'm in the street. And so now I'm able to sit my ass down for a minute for like 5 years and get this message and get this teaching. And so this brother Shabazz, I love my brother to this day. I haven't seen him in like about maybe 4 or 5 years now. But sometime he'll come through and I bump into him and we meet up and see each other. And so he was like, brother, this is what you need to get into. Next thing you know, I started reading the book and I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and I want more. And he said, brother, what you need to do is get your people to bring you a bow tie. Come down to Juma services every Friday.
Okay, so Sa-Netta is basically giving a testimony on how he became a revolutionary or a disciple of Khalid Muhammad, right? How he began to start preaching on the streets of 125th with a bullhorn. Talks about how he was living a life of foulness, filth, and sporty play of the world, and then became a changed man with Islam, right? The Nation of Islam, that is, the teachings. Then he came out of jail and became this person. Just spitting on the bullhorn. This is what I'm going to
know who that man is right there. Nah, y'all don't know. So let me go ahead and tell you. And he would come through every weekend to be with me because he missed Malcolm X so much. He got a chance to hear the spirit, the voice of another Malcolm. Yes, that's right. I'm going to go on and say it. You niggas got the voices of bitches. I had the voice of Malcolm on that street. That's what I brought, that aura, that alpha male. Y'all got the voices of hoes, the gossiping bitches. I'm on the street teaching my people. I ain't talking about nobody. I ain't had to bang on nobody to try to big myself up and make myself look better than the next man. No, my work was out in them streets where my children at, where the babies is at. That's Malcolm X's secretary, nigga. And he would come through to be with me all the time on the weekend, drive from Queens and come out there because people heard about me, the Queen of Four. Come on, y'all. Talk black to me. Not only was I with Queen of Four called me all the time, brother Sa-Netta, I need you to come through. I need you to videotape. The sisters are graduating. Huh? The woman's sacred womb is graduating, and I need you in the building. And God damn it, I was in the building. It felt like heaven. Nothing but beautiful women all around the place. Oh, yes. I filmed like 3 of those events every year. Every year. I was there. For Queen of Four. I did. But these are the people who I influence. And I reminded them of their grandfather. These are my people, man. Show me your work. I'm gonna give y'all some time. The son of Kabila. Huh? One of them is the son of Kabila. Come on. There you go. Black of Love got it. Malcolm X's grandson.
Again, credibility of revolutionary work cannot be validated by acquaintances, but discipleship. You see, this is almost like some type of Grammy Award show where people are standing in front of that wall trying to take a picture. Because that's really what Sa Neter's Corner became. He became a celebrity amongst revolutionary activists who do this, you know, and have a history or a pedigree in their bloodline of revolutionary work. And they're coming to now pay respects for his indent in the game. Sa Neter did was definitely put a dent in the game with his bullhorn preaching. And people were coming to take pictures. But just because you're taking pictures with them don't mean that you're doing work, Sa Neter. Because Abraham had to get his prayers answered, ain't that right? Abraham became the model on how to behave to the Kuru. How do you get to be chosen to be prophets and get divine wisdom and knowledge? How do you get something like that? You gotta go through struggle. So once you're being put through the struggle and traumatized and the things that he went through, then you have became a nobleman. Then you got the title of Godfather, as he want to call himself. Right? You have to pay the cost to be the boss. Sa Neter gave up the bullhorn preaching, and now he's a sit, couch, arm, leg, arm, head, Negro, political activist on the internet type of revolutionary. Ain't that right? His own son don't even inherit him. At least Malcolm X's grandson inherited the struggle. His son is now a college kid, you know, with a job. Sounds like, you know, fucking Drake and Stan over there in fucking Valley Glen, California. What are you doing, Sa Neter? You have definitely forsaken the revolution. So why do you have to show your work? It's because you're losing credibility, Sa Neter. You're losing credibility in the game of the revolutionary. Now you're being looked at like a little fucking Simpson.
What have you done?
You're like a little Simpson.
When you say, what have you done? Just putting on that uniform, nigga, is a threat to the government. Just standing next to Khalid Muhammad is a threat to the government. Don't you understand that? Nah, y'all don't understand that. Y'all don't understand that. What have you done in these streets? None of you niggas could top what I have done in my young age. I'm not saying I'm the only one that have done something. I'm talking to, let me make it clear. I'm talking to the niggas who talk shit about Sa Neter. That's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to all the troll niggas that talk shit about Sa Neter. Huh? If you knew who I was on them goddamn streets, you wouldn't even walk up to me, nigga. Cause I was ruthless when it came to the enemy. I was soft when it came to my brothers and sisters. And that's why they are easily to stab me in the back. Because even after they do all that shit, because...
Yeah, right, because his son is in college now. He was fierce against the enemy, a bodyguard of Khalid Muhammad. Remember, the disciples of the Moorish crown were bodyguards to the death of the Moorish princes. They never left. You you a bodyguard for the Moorish princes, you're never gonna leave. It's a loyalty thing. You're being tested. Sa Neter was a bodyguard for Khalid Muhammad. Once he left, then he became this voice on the streets of Harlem, and then he stopped. And then his son don't even inherit it. His son don't even follow him. But Will Smith's kids follow the business. Layla Ali follows the business. Fred Hampton's son, Fred Hampton of the Black Panther Party, his son follows the business. You right? You saw Malcolm X's kids, they're doing the business. But Sa Neter's own son, who he says he's fierce against the enemy, is not even fierce against the enemy. You see, these celebrities who were taking pictures with him were expecting him to keep the fight going. Like, take this shit into a movement. He even said it was a movement. So they was expecting him to either keep it going or appoint somebody after him to keep it going. Like, he's 58 now, so you're old man. As you say, it's really not old according to the Most High. But you're old to yourself. So why you ain't got your son doing the same thing? Why you ain't got him making innovative ways to keep the revolutionary going, Sa Neter? It's because you were leg, arm, head, Negro, internet, spaceship scholar. That's what you are, man. That's what you are. All right? It's because Sa takes pictures with celebrities doesn't mean he's a godfather of revolution. You got to keep on going. You got to be tested. You got to be tested with struggle. You got hit with a little test, Sa Neter, and then you gave up. You said it's a movement. Where did it go, Sa Neter? This is true love, right? Only a few get through the test. And Saul failed the test of loyalty. Once he even said that he used to do this for free. He never sold knowledge. But once the man was tested with a little bit of money, a little bit of opportunity, he took the bait and forgot the people, forgot the struggle. Don't even wear the uniform no more. His son don't even care about this right here. I mean, you looking at it, you're like, wow, it takes a courageous man to do something like that. But he failed the test. And now he's an arm, leg, arm, head, robot, Dexter's Laboratory, internet sensation. See, the author of the story cannot be told how to tell its own story. Allah will make or break you through distinguishing you, and you gotta go through the test. So what was your religion before the white man failed you from practicing it, Sa Neter? Huh? Who the fuck are you? In 2021, after all that talking, he still don't know who he is. I'm a Hebrew, I'm a Moor, he don't know what his bloodline is. After all that. You see, RGY, we still going. I don't need to show pictures of myself with people to prove my revolutionary work. It's all in the pudding, ain't that right? I am the direction because Allah is the director. So follow the Mahdi, look and listen. What is love?